Ever since I started playing Final Fantasy XV, I had always seen Prompto as a fairly simple character. And I don't mean that in a way that he's poorly written or anything. I just saw him as a sidekick, and a game like 15 needs one of those. But then it started with an optional side quest. Prompto wanted to take a picture of a mountain or something, and it was fairly nearby, so I thought, sure, if it makes you happy. Then, later that night, when my group lodged in a nearby motel, a special cutscene played between Noctis and Prompto. They talk for a bit, and then Prompto opens up about how he's always been insecure of himself and never felt like he fit in at his old school, this all culminating in him conveying how much Noctis means to him. And I thought it was a little weird, but I figured the writers just wanted to give Prompto a more significant character than quirky anime boy. Then I play for like another couple weeks, cause this game is really long, and Prompto gets kicked off a train. Now we have to rescue him from Arden's clutches, and it's a whole dramatic reunion, and then there's this big reveal that Prompto's a Magitech and he's crying, and I just want my Chocobo boy back. So yeah, I just wanted to premise that Prompto is kind of a weird character for me, and this episode didn't help him make any more sense. We start off with the guys riding around in the regalia, and somehow Prompto was able to convince Ignis to let him drive. Bad decision, Prompto wrecks the car. But I guess he had a good reason. He saw a really cute corgi on the side of the road. Prompto goes to help bandage the corgi's wound, and flashback time. Now we're with young Prompto, who is apparently a socially anxious kid with no friends. Oh, and he's fat, in case you didn't notice. As he's walking through the halls, he runs into a young Noctis, who is acting as emo as ever. Prompto comes home to, no one? Where are his parents? And he has some burgers for dinner because, if you forgot, he's really fat. The next morning, though, on the way to school, Prompto runs into a sad corgi with a cut on its leg, similar to the one we saw at the beginning of the episode. He feels bad for the puppy and bandages it up, which leads to him taking the dog in and caring for it. Prompto tries to find the dog's owner, but no one claims the pup. That is, until the next morning when the dog seemingly goes missing. It turns out that the dog was actually Luna's dog, Prina, and she has found her way home to Luna's castle. Wait, why is Luna like a young adult woman? Okay, if Noctis and Prompto are still in like middle school, then why is Luna so old? Aren't her and Noctis supposed to be the same age? What the heck? And Tiana shows up, which is cool because I thought she was cool in the game, but she barely got any screen time. Arden's weird riddles were so much more important, huh, game? I mean, we totally didn't already know he was evil. You really kept us on our toes by making him morally ambiguous. Luna finds Prompto's name written on Prina's bandage and writes him a letter asking if he could be friends with Noctis, as the prince could really use a friend and wants to just be a normal kid sometimes. Prompto uses this to boost his courage and goes to talk to Noctis, who is, brooding in a back alley. As Prompto is walking up to him, though, he trips over some construction equipment. But otherwise, the meeting doesn't seem to be going too bad, and Noctis seems somewhat friendly to Prompto. That is, until he tries to help him out. So, if you didn't know, Prompto's really fat. So Noctis makes a throwaway comment about Prompto being heavy, and it convinces the poor kid that he can't meet Noctis until he's good looking and confident enough to do so. Prompto begins his weight loss journey, and let's just talk about this for a second. Prompto getting healthy isn't a bad thing, and it's not like he goes to extreme measures to do it. Like, he was overweight, even for a kid, and deciding to exercise more and eat healthier wasn't a bad choice. But I just feel like his motivation for it is the unhealthy part. I'm not like some body positivity activist or whatever, but I think changing your weight should be your personal choice. It shouldn't be influenced by wanting to impress someone or wanting to be quote-unquote pretty. Of course, if someone close to you suggests that you eat healthier or work out more because they're genuinely concerned for your well-being, that's perfectly fine, and you should at least consider what they're saying. But you shouldn't want to change your body or weight, even if you're doing it in a healthy way, just because you want to achieve some ideal of beauty or popularity. Because in my experience, the people who chase those goals are never truly satisfied with themselves, and those goals can often take over their lives. But for whatever reason you're trying to lose weight, you should never start starving yourself, throwing up your food, or taking drugs to do so. Those are dangerous methods, and they won't get you that supermodel body that you're going for. Anyway, sorry about that little rant, that got a little controversial, but I felt like I should give my opinion on it because it's a main theme in this episode. And of course, Japan is a little bit less sensitive about these things, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just think it'd be funny to see how differently this episode would play out if it was made in America. Now, after years of hard work, Prompto has finally achieved his goal of becoming an anime pretty boy. He finally has the confidence to go up to Noctis and start a conversation. And surprisingly, Noctis still remembers him and wants to be friends with him. We then cut back to present day, and Prompto has finished healing up the corgi, who then returns to a pack of wild corgis? I don't know, man. Noctis and Prompto share a bro moment, and the guys are back on the road. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. Overall, it was kind of fun and cute to see how Prompto and Noctis met, but hopefully now their relationship isn't hinging on Prompto desperately seeking Noctis' approval and trying to impress him all the time. Episode 2 was an enjoyable mess, and at this point, I think we should just move on. Thank you all for watching! I have a review of episode 1 of Brotherhood up on my channel, so make sure you check that out. And make sure you subscribe so that you'll know when my episode 3 review is released. Leave a like before you go, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!